Hi, everyone. This is Rashonda Thornton, the dietitian against diets. As I told you guys how this podcast works, is that I'm going to come on at least once a week and have a 10-minute conversation about some particular topics that we live in on a regular basis, and we haven't considered how we attack it. So I call it my playbook. So this is my playbook series, and it's pieces that I actually have that has come out of my book called Playing to Win Your Food Fight. With my years working with clients and just seeing the dynamics of how we find ourselves in this negative cycle of unhealthy eating, I feel it is important for me to create more ways of how we can start looking at it differently and how we can start changing our actions, which can help break the cycle. And before I go into the podcast series, one company I want to recognize that made this possible is Midwest Dairy. So, as a dietitian, I recognize the number of health benefits from dairy as well as the variety of ways to implement it into your everyday life. So, I know that when it comes to dairy products, it's healthy, but I also know that it's tasty. So, one thing about Midwest Dairy is that they're all about spreading the message and the importance of connecting us to what it means to be sustainable through their farming practices, their care for their animals, and the processes they go to make sure that their foods are top notch without any antibiotics or hormones or anything that would be detrimental to our health. So, undeniably, dairy is their market. That's their mission is to reach out to the consumers to help you to understand what they're all about. Midwest Dairy. Other companies that are here in St. Louis that has a larger reach is one called, actually, this company is regional. It's called Green Bean Delivery. It is your online grocery store. I call it your online grocery store because you can literally go through all the different categories as if you were going down the aisle at the grocery store. It gives you have time and comfort within your own home to have time to select what you need. You don't have to be in a rush. You don't have to worry about going through the lines. It also allows opportunity for the food to be delivered right to your home. So they come in these nice green bins, and you won't have to step outside of your own home. Try them out. Take a look at their website at greenbeandelivery.com and take advantage of their 20% discount by typing in Better Vessel to get 20% off. That's Better Vessel, Bessel. Another unique company is Banner Roads. So Banner Roads is one of my favorites. It's a granola company. And when I say the word granola, first thing we think of is something sweet and something that's more heavier with oats. Well, this particular company, they have completely changed the way we utilize granola and taste granola. They have a variety of savory flavors that has combinations that come in combination with some more, it's called sweet and savory. And some of it just spicy. But it definitely creates a different way that we taste granola and allows us to use granola in different ways. Instead of using it inside of your oatmeal or just using it on top of your yogurt, with these unique flavors, you can actually put it on your foods, put it on your vegetables, put it on your meats. Try them out. Go to bannerroads.com and you'll be able to see the variety of products that they have, or find them on Instagram at Banner Roads. Great company, great food. I guarantee you will be satisfied. So, we are going to dig into the playbook in search from my book, Play to Win. One of the topics that I am going to highlight today is called How Can We Make Sure We Start Surrounding Ourselves with Healthy Eating? Because a lot of times when you are on that road to healthy eating, you are doing it by yourself. You know, if you're going on, I don't want to say diet, but if you're going on this new route to where you're going to start eating healthier, you're doing it by yourself. You don't have anyone that's next to you. If you have a family, they're probably not on a healthy eating or on a regimen such as yourself. So a lot of times you're doing this by yourself. In order for you to know how to feel more confident in pursuing this long term, we have to start building blocks around us. And I call it you have to start surrounding yourself. So what surrounding yourself mean? It's surrounding yourself is allowing you to put things in place that's going to allow you to be consistent in your eating, keep you motivated in a positive way, and also just keep positive energy around you. So when I say surround yourself with your foods, let's look at some components. How can we start surrounding ourselves? We know that individuals that we have in our circle, they can be positive influence, and sometimes they can be not so much of a positive influence. But how can you start seeking out those particular people that you know that are either on some level of healthy eating or getting into the gym that you are, to where you can start surrounding yourself by those people, because they're the ones that's going to inspire you, they're going to encourage you. When you have conversations with them, just you hearing that they had gotten up Saturday morning to go out to the gym, or they're going to this new farmers market, you're going to be more encouraged to go because you got someone that can go with you. So start bringing those people around your circle, because that's just going to help you, put you in a position where you're going to continue to do this long term. And we know there are people in our lives. We have family members, we have old friends, we have new friends, coworkers. They may not be the most positive people. We cannot, eliminate them or push them away, but we have to be able to discern. So start surrounding yourself by the people that you want to be like, or that you know are going in the same direction that you're going. Surround yourself with the right people. Outside of people, because people come and go, you've got to surround yourself with, I call objects. The reason why I say objects, because if you surround yourself by words of motivation, words of encouragement, you're going to continuously feel the energy from that. So, for example, objects does not have to mean something stand still. It can be, find a podcast that encourages you, keeps you thinking positive, helps you to learn. You can utilize listening to a podcast show while you're working out, while you're cooking dinner, while you're traveling. You're surrounding yourself. But also consider how you're surrounding your space. I tell people this all the time, and this is a very true story. In my office, if you go into my office, you would not know that it's a office for nutrition, because there isn't any food anywhere in my office. What I choose to do is I choose to put language and signage in my office that's motivating, that's encouraging, that's uplifting, because that's what I want people to feel when they are making this route by themselves. On this journey, you're by yourself. So continuously to surround yourself in that way allows you to always find ways to be positive. But also, not just for my clients, it keeps me positive. If I'm in that room by myself on a regular basis, I may not read each sign every day, but I know that just having something that's accessible to where I can look to the left, look to the right, that can be the best quote that I need that given day, it helps to motivate me to continue to push forward. So surrounding yourself by objects is going to be one of the ways that you can set some pillars in place. Now think outside of the box. Use technology. Think about your phone. What's on the back of your phone? You can have a screensaver that can be a quote, can be a picture, it can be something that you can constantly see on a regular basis. I use it for myself. And even though you may not read it, it's just there. It's kind of like one of those subliminal messages. So think about how you can use your phone. Put up post-it sticks in places that you don't expect to see notes. Like I say, it can be a picture, it can be a word, it can be a number, it can be something that represents how you want to change. So you have to start surrounding yourself by objects as well. And last but not least, surround yourself by the right foods. So what I mean by that is, what is your refrigerator looking like? Have you started to swap out some of those higher processed foods for more fresh produce? Is it time for a makeover? Is your pantry, is it having quick things in there that you know that you can grab when those times come when you're very, very hungry, that's healthy? How are you placing foods around you that's going to keep you in that consistency mode? When you're at work, what are you packing? Or what's at your desk? What's in the lounge? Like, how are you constantly surrounding yourself by these foods? So in order for us to be successful, we have to first realize that we on this road by ourselves. And just you on the road by yourself is not going to be enough to keep you moving forward with your choices, with your health. You're going to be times when you're not motivated. It's going to be times when you're alone. It's going to be times when you get distracted. But if you start surrounding yourself by the right type of people that you feel is going to help you, you start surrounding yourself by positive energy that's going to keep you enriched, keep you encouraged, keep you motivated. And you're going to surround yourself by the right foods that's going to keep you consistent. That's how we're going to do this thing when it comes to surrounding yourself by healthy food. So, what things I want to give you as far as your play to win moments, what are going to be your tips for this? My tip number one is recognize that you're in this alone, but you don't have to do this alone. You can put things around you that's going to be your booster. It's going to be what kind of pushes you forward, because it's going to be there when you most need it. I guarantee you. When you're most down and you listen to a particular podcast, I promise you it's going to turn things around. But also think about like what are some of the areas where you do find that there are potholes. So you're on this journey. So think about the imagery of traveling on a journey by yourself. There are going to be potholes. There are going to be obstacles. Find those potholes, which are your weak spots. Is the pothole when you're driving home from work and you're stopping by the gas station and picking up a soda? If that's a pothole, change that up. Start buying some of the flavored water, buying some of the filtered water, or just changing your soda to juice, because at least you're getting nutrients out of it, right? So find those potholes so you can learn how to refill them, so that this road that you're taking on your own can be a little bit more smoother. And the last but not least is know that it takes time to do this. It takes building those pillars. It takes building what surrounds you. So maybe the first time you try something, it may not work. Keep trying till you figure out what works for you, because at the end of the day, you want to find what's going to be the best way to move you forward with your nutrition and with your wellness and with your health. Again, you're on this journey. It sounds fun in the beginning, but as you're doing this, we get weary, we get tired, we get distracted. And the reason why we get distracted and we get tired or burnt out, because we're not putting things in place that's going to help us to move forward. So figure out what it is that works for you. There is an insert in my book that actually highlights this particular subject and gives you those play to win moments, to where you have those tips that will help you to figure out if this might be something I should try. It will be something that allows you to think differently, so you can start acting differently. So again, guys, you're on this journey. I think it's a great journey, but know that you're going to be doing it by yourself sometimes. So put some things in place so you're able to be more successful in this route and not find yourself back at square one. So I hope that kind of gave you some nuggets that you can apply, because we all need to know and understand how can we make things work best for ourselves individually. There's no cookie cutter way that we can approach this. There's no set of rules. You create your own rules. So by creating your own rules, that gives you the encouragement and empowerment to lay out the land of how you want this to go. So I just want to best equip you to be as successful as you can moving forward. So thank you guys for listening to that particular subject. I hope that it brings some sort of enlightenment to you and encourages you and empowers you. So as we're leaving out, there are a few companies that, of course, created this opportunity for me, and I'm so grateful. One in particular is a company here in St. Louis. It is actually a grocery store called Local Harvest. It's Local Harvest St. Louis. They are here in the Tower Grove area. A small little corner store tucked in at the corner of Morgan Ford and Arsenal. I call it a untapped jewel, because once you go in there, you will be amazed at the variety and at the array of different things that they have. You will kind of have to go a couple more times to get your grounding. But I think it's great because people don't understand how, when it comes to healthy eating, it's such a variety. And so when you go to that store, it will be a representation of just that. Go to their website at localharveststl.com. They are always promoting healthy recipes and healthy just ways, and they promoting local companies here in St. Louis. Follow them also on Local Harvest STL. Another company that's really has helped to make this podcast possible is Sarah Food. So Sarah Food is a company here in St. Louis. You hear the word Sarah Food, like, what does that mean? Well, Sarah Food is a unique company that's built on satisfying the consumer's need when it comes to your particular diet. I say diet because diet is a way of eating. So if you have a diet that it needs to be more, I would say, diabetic friendly, you need something that's more low fat, something that's more lower in carbs. Or if you have a lifestyle that's based off of a plant-based lifestyle, they have it for you. Not only do they have these different meals that are specific, but they also have the chef that's making it. So you can connect to the chef, connect to your foods, and not feel like you have to pay an arm and leg because they're very affordable. And also, in addition, if you want to try them out, add on the 20% discount that comes with it by going to the website and typing LOVE. You will get 20% off your order. So check them out at sarahfood.com or follow them on Instagram at sarah_food.com. And last but not least, there is a company that has its own way that it helps you to not just think differently in how you interact with food, but think differently how you see your food. So this company is called Custom Foodscaping. They are about changing the landscape to foodscape, to where all your whether it's your whether it's your home, whether you have a restaurant, whether you have a institute, schools, they work with schools. They work with these companies and they consult them and they help design their land to how they can turn their landscape into a garden that's edible, a garden that's sustainable, a garden that they can go to their backyard and just pick up the food they need. So how great is that to be able to use your space in a way that you can bring it back to yourself. Custom Foodscaping, go to their website at www.customfoodscaping.com and see their different projects that they have done and some of their upcoming workshops. Also, in addition to that, follow them on Instagram at Custom Foodscaping, and follow them also on Facebook at Custom Foodscaping. Great company, all about local, all about helping people to connect with their foods. Hope that you guys enjoyed this podcast. I look forward to giving you many, many, many more inserts from my book called Play to Win the Food Fight. Remember, this is called the Playbook. If we're going to play, we should play to win, and that's what it's all about. Guys, have a great day, and I will talk to you soon.